Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a Q2 review of my planners and how they're working for me. And the two that I'm still struggling with is my Wonderland 222 A5, as well as my Sterling Ink A5 Common Planner, which is my catch-all. The other four have been going okay for me. In here is my Hobonichi Techo A6, which I'm using as my reading journal. I am repurposing an old A6 to draw my covers. Up here is my Hobonichi A5 5-year diary, which I use as my sketchbook. This in here is my Wonderland 222. It also has a notebook, and I am using this as my good memories journal. Over here is my Traveler's Notebook N1 Sterling Ink planner. I use this one as my meals exercise. I'm not going to do a flip through of June. I will do that in a separate video. And if you don't mind, can you tell me, do you like shorter videos or longer videos? Shorter videos in the sense of this has its own video, this may have its own video, this may have its own video, versus putting all 6 of them together and talking about it. I generally prefer, when I'm watching videos, I generally prefer longer videos because I can listen to it while I'm doing other stuff. But I think most people like shorter videos. So if you don't mind, and leave a comment down below if you like shorter or longer videos. That will help me figure out if I should keep doing longer videos or keep them short. Having said that, let me show you just a quick flip. The cat's at the door. I'll be right back. Okay, so he's in. I hope he doesn't roll on my planners. Okay, go get your snack. Go eat. I need a film. There he is. I think you see his tail. I'm sorry. So let me talk about this first. So these 4 are working for me. So let me just show you a quick look of what's working in here. For the month of June, I wanted to draw almost every single day. And though I haven't been able to draw every single day, I have been playing a little bit of catch up. And so for the month of June, other than the last day, is this one it? Right here, I've been, I need to just play catch up on this page. I need to color some of these, but I'm really glad that I've been able to keep up. I'm hoping for the month of July, I want to keep up because look, in a couple of pages, I've actually had 2 drawings from 2023, 2024. So I kind of want to keep up with that. There's the cat, sorry. In here is my reading journal. This has been going good. I discovered audiobooks and I've been listening to some books and drawing those in. I need to watercolor it, so maybe this weekend when I'm watercoloring in here, I will color this too. So these are the 2 audiobooks that I read. I like how this is turning out, so hopefully for July I will keep going. So that's Kit Kat. That is the neighborhood cat. I don't know who he belongs to, but we've been feeding him in case you've never met him before. In here is the Wonderland 222 notebook. I really enjoy this, and I really like this cover. When I initially bought this cover, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. You know, but now that, you know, Bruce has passed, I like this cover a lot more. And I don't have the plastic on it like I do on this one. And just feeling the cover has been really nice, the fabric. So this is my good memories planner, where I don't really write anything negative. And as you can see, not a whole lot. Now on this spread, I decided to do my adventures. So every month I would put a highlight, a positive highlight. I like the blank notebook because I have the freedom to do whatever I want. And in this case, this is what I wrote. And then the back part, because I was missing having a diary to journal in every night, I started doing it in here. So I don't journal every single day, during the day or at night, but I do it when I feel like I need to get the stress out of my system. Then I would do it in here. Now let's go to the Traveler's Notebook. This is also going well. I still have it's not a complaint, the same struggle that I'm having that I mentioned, I think in Q1, I'm still having in Q2, which is the blank pages in the back. So this is the Sterling Ink N1 size Traveler's Notebook, which I use as my meals. So this is for this week. So my meals, my exercise, I keep track of my any pains that I've been feeling, my eye drops. I struggle with the filling up the blank pages in the back. This is really similar to the Hobonichi Weeks, if that is something that you're aware of, and I think most of us are. A few years ago, I used the Hobonichi Weeks, and I had problems filling up the back, and you would think that that would have been a sign not to purchase this, and just to stick with the Traveler's Notebook inserts for the year. But I wanted to try the Sterling Ink. So if you like the Hobonichi Weeks, you will like the Sterling Ink N1. The N1 is the Traveler's Notebook size. You would like it because it's the same setup. There's the cat. I thought with our medical health issues that I would need the back, but because both of us but since our results came back negative, I don't know if we're going to need it. But we got 6 more months to go in this year. So if I do utilize the back pages, in the next 6 months, I think this would be a great planner going into 2026. But as of right now, since they're still blank, I am leaning towards the Traveler's Notebook inserts for 2026. I hope you guys don't mind Kit Kat. It looks like he's going to stay here for a little bit. So in here, this is my Wonderland 222. This is my Sterling Ink Common Planner. They're both A5s, housed in my Hobonichi covers. I do have quite a bit, especially the A6. This is my Catch-All. This is my Writer's Notebook. The struggle that I've been having with these two is the weekly layout. In here, this is I have this beside me every day, and this is my functional planner. So let me show you. So let me just show you this one. So this is the weekly layout in the Wonderland. I picked the one that had blank pages instead of dated pages, just like the Sterling Ink Common Planner. I also picked the same thing, where the back pages, the daily pages, are blank. And I prefer that because I can write as much or as little as I want. And I really enjoy that compared to the Hobonichi Cousin, which have dated pages. And I felt like I needed to journal whether or not I had anything to say. And I didn't like covering up the quotes on the bottom or the dates on top, which I generally ended up doing in that planner. But I would have this beside me, and then I would write down my task for the day. So you can see it's pretty functional. I do like the color, the pop of color, which is why you see the washi highlighted. I wrote this with a highlighter marker and then outlined it with a black pen. And then I had, I would put down a couple of stickers. This is like washi tape sticker that I purchased from Amazon. They were little booklets. And then, you would rip out the sticker to put down. So here's like another one. These little to-do stickers I made myself. So this is really functional. Now, keeping this open, let me show you what this looks like in here. So you can see it's really heavy with stickers. Same information that you would find up here, I would put down here. This I would play catch up on weekends. And I don't know if it's due to the health issues that my husband and I have been going through the past couple of weeks, that where this was fun last year, sitting, doing this every day, and then on weekends filling it up with stickers and washi tape. Where that was fun last year, this year it has become a chore. And I don't know if it's because I was so stressed out with what's been going on with my husband and then with me, that this became less fun, playing catch up with the stickers, that I decided last month that for 2026, I'm going to only have one planner to use as my catch-all. I've decided already that for 2026, I'm going to use the Wonderland 222 planner, which is the one that you see up here, as my catch-all planner. I decided that the writer's notebook that I've been using, you know, to keep track of my word count. Let me show you. So I'm trying something different in my writer's notebook. But this is basically how I would keep track of my writing day with my scene, my word count, the page that I'm on. I decided to give myself a goal for the week of how many chapters, since I'm revising my book right now, how many chapters I can go through in a week. That's the challenge for myself. But you can see I don't need a whole lot of information, and I don't really need, if I'm going to cut this part out, you know, this functional part out of the writer's notebook, a blank notebook will do just fine. And I went ahead and ordered the Wonderland 222 for 2026 on Monday, because I think that was the last day you could place pre-orders. And another thing that I really like about the Wonderland 222 that the Sterling ink doesn't have are the trackers. So let me show you. Let me take that out. So if you have habits that you're trying to develop so that it becomes a normal thing for you to do, this will help keep you accountable. So up on top, it looks a bit more busy because the days that I didn't do it, I would scratch it out. I would color it in black. For June, I decided not to do that. So the blank, no color squares are the days that I didn't do it. The colored squares are the days that I did do it. And I sort of like this. This is great if you like it looking really busy. For June, this was pretty nice in the sense of it didn't feel so crowded, that I've carried it into July. I did want that little pop of color, so I just highlighted it with a highlighter marker. So now that I made my decision on 2026 of how I plan on what I'm going to use specifically, definitely feeling some relief, and I'm actually trying it in here. So in the monthly layout in here, I would write down like the appointments. Let me see. So this is for July. I decided here I'm going to try to keep track of the weather as well as put my appointments down. So to share the monthly layout, these things have to share, because in June, I was doing it like this, where if I had any classes, any courses that was restarting, I would fill it out here. Here are my appointments. But this one got canceled. So you can see what this looked like, because in here, I was keeping track of the weather. So I'm going to try and squish this all together to see if it will work in the Wonderland 222. In the Wonderland 222, I think it will. And lastly, let me just show you what my catch-all in the back looks like. But, you know, and then some days I would have magazine cutouts, tape it down. Doing a reading challenge, I would draw, there's my eye. My eye is doing better. It turns out that I had a bunch of blood vessels that popped on my eye, so it gave me that rage virus look from that zombie movie, 28 Days Later, I think that's what it's called. But so I watercolored here, But I'm thinking later, probably next week, I'm going to do a flip through of my planners of what I've done in June, so I can share with you the few pages that I did in here for June. There's the noisy bird. I guess that's a sign for me to sign off. Hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of my thinking of my planners and what worked or didn't work in these two. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you like to see after the pin videos of my planners. Again, next week, I'm hoping to do a June flip through of my planners. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. I'll talk to you later. Bye.